Hey everyone, in this video I want to explain the merge of Ethereum that is coming very soon. What are the risks, what are the things that you need to know, what are the myths also, and also how I'm planning to benefit from the merge in any case, whatever it happens. I'm gonna try and present all the information in a very understandable language for all the people that are not that technical and don't want to get too much into the detail. So let's jump right into it. First of all, what exactly is the merge? Ethereum is currently using proof of work mechanism, which basically means that you have miners, so-called miners, basically very powerful computers that use calculations to validate all the transactions. And of course, this requires a lot of space, a lot of hardware, and it burns a lot of electricity, so it costs a lot of money. And this means that the people that do this need to get rewarded for all the work. And this brings a lot of inefficiencies in the whole system of Ethereum. And that's why they want to transition into the proof of stake mechanism, which basically you can explain it like this. So proof of work is something like manual labor to validate all the transactions, while with staking, you just put your Ethereum in one place, and then these people that are staking are the validators, and they pretty much decrease the energy consumption by 99%. Because with proof of stake, you don't really need any hardware to do the validation. At this moment in time, this transition is planned for September 15th this year, and pretty much right now Ethereum is working proof of stake on its beacon chain, or pretty much on its testnet. And then on the 15th of September, the plan is to merge the main net of Ethereum, which is proof of work, with the testnet, and this will do the transition through proof of stake. Of course, this means if everything goes according to their plan. The very first question that could pop up is, what the hell do I do with my Ethereum? Are there any risks? Should I move my Ethereum to the proof of stake network? And the simple answer is no. You don't need to do absolutely anything with your tokens. For the end user, this will be pretty much business as usual. And if you want to send or transact or sell or whatever, it will happen in exactly the same way. And your Ethereum is not at risk in any way. The second big question that you might have is why Ethereum is even going through this. Why is so important to move to the proof of stake? Well, the first one I already mentioned, so the energy that is consumed will be decreased, and you might have heard this in the news or whatever, that crypto is blamed for a lot of CO2 emissions, and down the road this might be a cause for some regulatory issues, which I personally don't think is a big problem overall, but this way Ethereum solves this problem and pretty much no energy will be needed compared to the proof of work. Another reason for the merge is for scaling. This move to proof of stake will allow the network to scale in the future a lot faster, and it will offer a lot more flexibility to the people that are actually developing apps on the Ethereum network. The third reason to do it is to decrease significantly the rewards for mining, and pretty much the proof of stake mechanism will require around 90% less rewards, which means that the inflation rate of Ethereum will go significantly down. We're gonna discuss this a little bit later in the video more in detail when we're talking about the benefits. Based on these reasons, we need to also discuss a couple of myths that are very popular and circulating out there. The first one is that because this is a big update and potentially will allow a lot of scaling, people think that the Ethereum network itself after the update will be much faster, and also the fees for transactions will be much lower. Actually, that's not true, and you can see this on the website ethereum.org. There is a lot of information about the merge, so if you want to be a little bit more technical and get a little bit more involved into this, I think it's a great resource to start. So pretty much the scaling and the upgrades of the network will have to be done separately from the merge. What is happening now on the 15th of September, if everything goes to plan, is just the connection of the mainnet together with the testnet and the moving to proof of stake. So there will be no changes in the gas fees and in the transaction speed. Another very big misconception is that once the Ethereum merge happens, that all of the locked Ethereum right now that is staked is going to get unlocked. For the past year or two, I think, Ethereum opened the so-called ETH 2.0 staking. So pretty much this means that you are in support of the merge and you are staking already and receiving rewards for the time when the merge actually happens. And there are a lot lot of people that have done this, and the expectation was that once the merge happens, everyone will sell their tokens, they will unlock them, and they will cause a lot of selling pressure. That's actually not true, because there will be another update that will allow these people to unlock their tokens, and even when they're allowed to do so, they won't be allowed to unlock them all at once. So there will be like a vesting period of 6 to 12 months during which they will be able to unlock them. So this will definitely not cause selling pressure to the price right after the merge. These myths also bring me to kind of the most important risk that you need to consider when we're talking about the merge. First of all, it might not happen on time, or it might not happen at all. There has been delays in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised even if it's the last moment that they delay it again. And even if this goes through and the networks merge on time, there could be a lot of issues that happen, and I'm really not sure how this will play technically, but definitely is one of the biggest risks that I think everyone should keep in mind when we're talking about the merge. Another risk that I think is also very important, but this is the one that you can manage by yourself, is that there will be a lot of scammers claiming different things about the Ethereum merge, and they could be sending you links in order to protect your Ethereum. Click here or do this or do that, or send me your Ethereum, I will stake it. You know how it goes, especially if you've been in the NFT space or in crypto in general. There are a lot of scams, and just be aware of this. And always, if you're on Discord or anywhere else, just don't reply to such people that are asking for personal information or asking you to take actions to connect your wallet, send them something, just the basic security stuff. I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of people trying to scam others that are not aware of what's going on. So make sure you stay safe. The third risk that I'm also seeing here is that the proof of work network, which will become the obsolete and the old network of Ethereum, there's this type of movement that they will try to keep it alive. So all those miners, imagine this, they have invested a lot of money into the hardware and storing of these machines and everything, and suddenly they will have no business model at all. So there is a movement that's saying, okay, we're gonna keep the proof of work network alive because this is the main network, it's where Ethereum was born and it's the only true one and whatever. There need to be enough people out there to support all of this, but I'm not sure that this will play out the way they want to, and that they will keep it alive and everyone will make great money on the proof of work network. But just be aware, because I think this is a little bit more complex to understand how it will happen. Actually, it's beyond my technical understanding, everything with the proof of work network after the merge. So just be careful, and if it's something that you don't understand, don't take any action, because as I said, pretty much you won't need to do anything in order to have your coins on the new network. I think these are the main risks, and also I'm seeing a couple of very, very big benefits that I want to discuss now. And the first one is that if you have Ethereum, you can now start staking it and actually earn rewards directly. And I think this wasn't possible before that. Yes, you could earn rewards on different altcoins, but as you know, many altcoins don't survive, and also they're extremely volatile, much more volatile even than Ethereum. So I think Ethereum is almost at the level of Bitcoin, where we're gonna look at it and we'll say this is really the daddy of crypto and I want to have some Ethereum. And now for the first time it could really work for you. So in simple terms, you can just go to the website of Ethereum, stake your Ethereum. Currently you can see how many is staked and also what is the current reward, and you can leave your Ethereum there passively and you can earn these rewards with time. This wasn't possible before, so I think it's a very, very important step for the simple user, for the people that don't have hedge funds and are not exchanges, and you can just take several Ethereum here and make most of the asset class. The next very, very big one, I think, is what we discussed in the beginning, the inflation rate, or actually sometimes even the deflation rate of Ethereum. As I mentioned, together with the update, there will be almost a 90% decrease in the rewards that are paid to the people that are staking. With mining rewards here, you can see pretty much they were paying 13,000 Ethereum per day, and after the merge they will be paying around 1,600 Ethereum per day. Why is this so important? Imagine this will be this much Ethereum less that is coming to the market every single day, which means that the inflation will be significantly down compared to the proof of work network. And of course, when there is less inflation, when there is less supply, this tends to play very well with the price. So we are expecting the price to start going up with time once the merge goes through and everything works well, because as I mentioned, there might be some technical issues. This change could even turn Ethereum into a deflationary asset because of one of the previous updates that it had, where it started burning some of the fees that are collected from all the transactions. And if we have a lot of congestion on the network, so a lot of transactions, a lot of people using it, the fee number that is getting burnt will increase, and it could probably be even more than the daily rewards rate of Ethereum. It will require a lot of activity on the network, but it's still possible, and this will basically means that every single day there will be more Ethereum burnt than it's created, and this makes it a deflationary asset, which is insane. If you think about it, this is very, very bullish long term for Ethereum. And this actually brings me to my last point. How am I going to play with the Ethereum merge? And what is my plan to benefit in both scenarios, whatever happens, even if it goes up or down. Let's jump into the chart, and this is Ethereum, and if we just remove all the drawings, you will see that first of all, the pump before the merge has already started. And let me just show you compared to Bitcoin from this bottom right here, local bottom, to the top of Ethereum price here, the local top, we're around 100% up. And right now at the current price, we're around 62% up. If we compare this to Bitcoin, you'll see that Bitcoin for pretty much the same time frame was up around 33%, and now it's up just 6 or 7% as of today. So it has already started the process of buy the rumor, sell the news, or buy the event in this case and sell the news. This is what I'm also expecting to happen. So I'm not sure how overall the price will play in the next couple of weeks, because we have a lot of negative information from the overall stock market and the economy, and the comments of the Fed that they really pushed the market hard down. So I'm not exactly sure what will happen in the next couple of weeks before the merge, but even if we see a jump in price, I don't think that after the merge this trend will continue, because there is still a lot of people that are just speculating with this. So what they're saying is, oh, the merge is coming, so I'm gonna buy some Ethereum, I'm gonna pump the price with everyone else, and I'm gonna sell before the merge and lock in the profits, and then Ethereum will go down and potentially I'll buy it lower again. So the first thing that I will say is that I think it's quite risky to buy Ethereum right now just because of the merge and expecting that the price will go up, because a lot of the hype has already been priced in. And also, as you can see here, we're at a technical level around 1700, which has been past resistance for quite a while right now. And even if we break this, there's not a lot of upside potential. So the next level of resistance is around 20-30% up. So I'm not too confident entering Ethereum trades right now just because of all the things we just mentioned. However, I still have a lot of Ethereum that I'm keeping for the long run, and I'm not really planning to sell it. And you might say, why you're not planning if everyone's expecting the price to dump right after the merge, and also with all the risk factors, if something goes wrong, this could also trigger a sell-off in Ethereum. And that's a valid question, and the way I'm personally trying to play it, because for me Ethereum is long-term, I've kept it for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years already, so I don't want to sell my bags and just speculate with the market, but I can hedge my existing Ethereum positions with a short. And what I'm pretty much planning to do is to first of all see where we're gonna end up in a couple of weeks, where the price will tell me that it will probably stop pumping, or where there's more than one reason, which for me in the best case scenario could be somewhere around here. So if we're somewhere around here around the merge, I think there's a high probability that the price will do something like this. So we might do something like this, and then we trace back after the actual event. And the reason I'm thinking this is obviously because buy the rumor, sell the news thing, but also there are technical reasons for price to stop. First of all, we already had this pump stop at around 2000 here. There's this very big descending trend line, as you can see right from the top here. There is currently confluence with this area, and also the 200-day moving average is coming down in this direction. So there are plenty of reasons for price to reverse if it even gets here, and it kind of will be the perfect storm if we get this scenario. So my plan is to open a short position somewhere in this area, or if we don't get there, like I think that's what makes it very easy to judge right now, because we do have also a lot of confluence in this area, and even if we don't break above this, 1700 is also I think a good level to short, and potentially also here or here if we break 1400. It's still not a terrible place to hedge my position, but obviously as we go lower the risk increases, so you need to factor this in. But the way I'm gonna play it is pretty much open a short for a part of my Ethereum portfolio. So I don't want to be net short. So let's say you have one Ethereum, I personally don't want to open a 2 Ethereum short position. I'll hedge probably maximum 100% of my Ethereum portfolio, which means that pretty much if we get the drawdown that we're talking about, so let's say from here we get this sell-off that is after the merge, to here to 1400 level is around 30%, and to this next level around 1000 it's almost 50% sell-off. So I will be making this money on the short position, or technically I wouldn't be losing on my long position anything. And since I'm planning to take profits along the way, I will later be able to use these profits to buy more Ethereum without actually selling my existing Ethereum. And since this is such a good place to kind of open a short, at least in my opinion, if price decides to break out above this level, I can cut my short and just keep my longs. And I believe that the risk to reward here is very favorable, just because we had this big confluence area. And if we break above 2000 after the merge and there's a lot of strength on the market, and if there's a bounce also in the general stock market, it's very easy to cut this with just 6% loss and keep the longs and see how price will develop. So this is how I'm planning to play the whole Ethereum merge. I hope this video was useful, because there are a lot of speculations out there what's going to happen. The truth is nobody knows what's going to happen, but this doesn't mean that you cannot be prepared. This is how I'm personally planning to do this. But even if you just decide to do nothing and hold Ethereum for the next 5 or 10 years, I think you will be very happy with your decision, just because of all the things that are changing and the potential that Ethereum might become deflationary at some point. I think the long-term perspective of holding Ethereum in your portfolio is very good, and I personally plan to hold it, especially for the long run, for the next 5-10 years. That's everything for this video, and of course if you have any questions, you know how to find me.